Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cartoon Planet podcast. I'm your best host, Mars Reviews, and with me today I have shut the fuck up, Sushi, you piece of shit. And next to me we have Glem Walker. Not really next to me. He's over the internet.
Hi there.
We have Tim the Wizard.
Hello. No one cares.
Alright, that's every single episode.
That's the truth he's ever said.
Tim, that should be like the new thing. Like every time on the podcast, it just gets more depressing.
You do that every episode.
What the fuck is this thing? Oh, it's fucking Sushi sending me a message. Is it? All right. What happened was Sushi sent me a message and it just appeared as like a PNG of Winston. Okay, I have an image of that. Next we have Cyber-Soulgem. Nothing. Okay. Next we have our two guests. We have Slayerrunes. He makes YouTube videos about cartoons, video games, and he has his own podcast. It's not as stupid as this one.
Hey,
He's the most talented person here.
Sometimes. Get excited for the next episode because it blows. Ooh.
Is it Loki IRL?
Wow, congratulations. You win the quality contest award.
No, we won that one.
With Tim, at least he makes videos, unlike you.
At least he has headphones, Tim. Alright, next we have Sunny DJ Boy. He makes music, and I think he's making a video game.
I do not make music currently, but I am making a video game. You should check it out on Tumblr and Twitter at Anto the Game.
How do I spell that?
A-N-T-O, Anto the Game.
Just describe what it's about.
It's about a little like hooker bitch, like with pink hair.
How does the game play?
Wait, is it the actual like premise of the game? A hooker bitch?
No,
with pink hair?
let me restate that. You can keep that in, but I know Aka's not gonna like that. You can keep it in though, but it's just basically a game about this girl that's been trapped her whole life, going out and exploring the world, and it's in the vein of Earthbound, but I'm doing everything I can to make it a distinct game from Earthbound.
Now, what consoles can we see this game on?
Every console ever, even the Game Sphere.
Whoa. The Game Sphere?
The Game
Wait, is it
Sphere?
going to be on the JetX Spectrum?
Spherical?
You get Hyperions.
No, is it gonna be
Can you play it on the MAME?
Turbo graphics.
You can play it on your Atari Jaguar. That port is gonna be my favorite.
Can I play it on the
What
virtual
about the
board?
3DO?
What about
Alright, that's all that
Oculus?
matters.
You cannot play it on Oculus though. Just being fair.
Why would I want Oculus?
Yeah, we already have a Virtual Boy version. We don't need an Oculus
I don't want the
version.
inferior version.
Yeah.
Son, I know that you're making this game, and I don't want to like shit talk it already, but there's already been a game like that's kind of been like it's called Dora the Explorer on Game Boy Advance. It's about a young girl exploring the world. And it's a much more investing game than whatever you just described.
Mars, I think you're confusing that game with Shark Tale on Game Boy Advance.
Shark Tale on Game Boy Advance is actually a pretty good game, which leads into what we're talking about today for this topic. This is a video game podcast. I know our channel name is fucking Cartoon Planet, but fuck you. We're talking about video games. If you don't like it, you can fucking die.
Alright, so usually we start off by talking about what we've been watching recently, so since this is the video game episode, let's talk about what we've been playing recently. Oh, it's different. Gamers. Alright. So, Mars, what have you been playing recently?
I haven't been playing recently. I've been playing the best JRPG series
Simpsons
for
Hit and
Persona. Yeah, Simpsons Hit and Run. I've been playing. Yeah, Simpsons Hit and Run. Like Homer, like every time, like you just get in like random battles, and like Homer would just level up, and it'd just be like he leveled up, and he finally got the Mr. Plow skill.
It's like
epic.
the Dark Souls of Simpsons.
Got the Mr. Plow persona.
Well, see, the problem is in order to level up faster, you need to beat women. That's it.
No, you gotta build up your social links by beating up Marge. And
then she'll just be in the bathroom. She'll be like, "He leveled up."
Once you level up and make it to the end of the game, you have
actually,
to kill God.
there's a new setting. There's a new update to Simpsons Hit and Run. If you touch Marge's ass on the screen, she like, oh shit, well, who touched my ass?
Oh yeah,
the little hearts appear on the screen when she blushes.
Okay,
People were worried that like Matt Groening wasn't gonna be happy with players being allowed to kick Marge, and like so they didn't like whenever they were playtesting the game, like they'd have the playtesters not kick Marge, but when Matt Groening first played the game for himself, literally the first thing he did was beat Marge all the way down to the Quickie Mart.
See, people don't know this, but Marge is actually she's actually the final boss in disguise. It's revealed in towards like 5 hours into the game that she's actually God reincarnated as a demonic being known as Marge Simpson. As we know, she has bunny ears underneath her hair.
It's pretty fucked up that he kicked Marge all the way down to the Quickie Mart, because actually in game from the Simpsons house to the Quickie Mart, it's a pretty far distance. Like it's like almost like like if I were to make like game miles, it's almost like 3 miles he kicked her down a fucking road.
Game miles. That sounds like something that has to do
Alright,
with
so
Pokemon Go.
yeah, Mars, you were playing Persona 5, so what's that like?
It is alright. For those of you that don't know what Persona is, I'll briefly explain it. Persona is a spin-off series of the Shin Megami Tensei series, a popular JRPG series in Japan. They make really great games. It's by Atlas. The Shin Megami Tensei series, pretty great. They have a bunch of really good games like Digital Devil Saga, Devil Survivor, Devil Summoner.
Did they do Catherine?
Yes,
They
did
did Catherine.
That's that actually an interesting thing. The people that made Catherine they helped make, I don't know exactly, they helped make Persona 5. That's why the character models in Persona 5 kind of look similar to Catherine. Like the main guy kind of looks like the guy from Catherine.
They have huge fucking necks.
Yeah. That's the thing in the Persona series. Ever since I think they cut down on the neck in like Persona 4. I'm unsure, but like in Persona 3 and 5, their necks are like fucking giraffe necks, and it's like, oh, it's disgusting. But Persona is a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei series, and it's pretty much more popular than the thing that it spun off. Persona is like one of the biggest fucking RPGs in Japan, just probably period. There's especially Persona 4. Persona 4 is the most popular thing fucking ever. It has like a fucking fighting game by like two fighting games and just a fucking PS Vita game where you just dance. Like it's so stupid. It's like you just fucking like, you know, in the original game you're like fighting all these demons and shit that look like penises and like symbolisms and stuff. And the other game is like you just dancing to J-pop.
Wait, are there like the creatures from the Shin Megami Tensei series?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
That's cool.
They carry over.
I like those designs.
Because I also play Persona. I just love the fucking constant evolution of like the main villains. Like in the second one, it was fucking Hitler.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's Hitler.
Yes,
but
it
with
was Hitler.
sunglasses.
That's amazing. Wait,
That
can we have
actually was
Hitler
my,
with
like,
sunglasses on
that
the
was my
thumbnail?
Tumblr icon. Yeah, you can put them. We can put them there.
Or I'll
What
send
was
you
the
my
what's the
version.
third one?
The third one was Jesus. You fucking fought Jesus.
It went from Hitler, Jesus, and then just like some like the 4 was like some slub. It was like Adachi. Oh, spoilers. Well, whatever. If you played Persona 4 and you know anything about voice actors, you would have guessed who the main villain was. That would piss me off in that game. Alright, so if you don't know, there's a voice actor. His name is Johnny Young Bosch. His name is Johnny
love
Young
that
Bosch.
He's
He
a
does
Power
the
Ranger.
character. He's a power. Yes, he was a Power Ranger. That's pretty funny.
Wasn't he the green one?
He does voices. He voices characters like Lelouch from Code Geass, Ichigo from Bleach, and a bunch of. He's pretty much hot shit in the voice acting anime realm. So when I first saw this guy, his name is Adachi. It was like he just came up, does fucking nothing in the story like early on, and then I'm like, why did they hire this famous voice actor to voice this character that he doesn't really do anything? Then it just hit me like, oh, he's the fucking main villain. That makes sense. It's fucking shady as shit in the whole game. But anyways, Persona is a great series. All of them are pretty great, but you should probably start with 3 and then grow to hate it as you move on, because 3 just gets worse and worse as you just go on. Yeah.
Like 3 just like wants to fucking break your soul. 3 just wants you to break and stop playing it.
There's some gameplay things in 3 that just piss me off. 1, you have a team of in Persona. You usually have a team of 4. You have a 4-team thing, but in the like 4 and 5, you can control them. 3, it's all by the computer. Like you can't do anything about it. And it's like they have like certain attacks that you can do that enemies are weak to, But sometimes they just act fucking retarded and just heal you when you don't really need it, or like they just do the wrong attack.
Wasn't that
Very
also a
frustrating.
feature you could do in like the later Final Fantasy games, where like your party members would be controlled by computers?
Yeah,
Oh,
and like
probably.
Final Fantasy 13, like there's a humongous deal like with computer characters basically controlling all the others, which is one of the reasons
that
why people
sucks.
don't really like 13's combat as much as like other series.
Not fun.
Yeah, they ditched that in the later games. You can still like have the computer do it, but you can like tell them if you want to do that.
Alright.
But 4 is like a perfect middle ground. 4 fixed that, and 5 I think is like an improvement of 4.
You talk a bit about 5.
5. Persona 5 is the best game of the year so far because it has the story in this one. It's kind of like far-fetched. Like the main thing is like, oh, you're kind of like a villain now. You're not really a villain. You're not really a villain. You're
But like
an-
when you look at the other games,
Not a villain.
it's
You're an
not
anti-hero,
difficult for me to
an
see
anti-hero.
how Persona 5 would be the best one because we have like look at what this. We have fucking Mass Effect Andromeda, and that's a piece of shit. You have fucking Horizon Zero Dawn, which looks alright. I've played a little bit of it, but I like.
Are you asking why I think they're better? Like why I think Persona 5 is better?
See why it would be Persona 5 would be your favorite.
Oh, because I haven't
mean-
played any other game from this year, and also this is a pretty good reason. But
Yeah.
it just appeals to a lot of my sensibilities. It's visually the best game, just because like all there's fucking animations for these like menus that don't need to be fucking there. Like it would just be like
Dude,
bullshit and just cheap out.
I haven't seen too much gameplay of it, but like visually speaking, it looks gorgeous. Just like
Yeah.
like you said, the menus, like which are such simple things. Like it could have been just like a little finger pointing at like words or whatever, or just like a little screen. But no, they had to make it really cool and stylized, and I love it.
Yeah, like and all the character designs, despite the neck, I like them. They're pretty cute. Like the main teacher from Persona 5, I want to fuck.
That's always good.
Because you kind of want to fuck her because she's kind of like a. She has a weird. I'm not gonna spoil her like little thing that she does on the side. That's pretty funny. But I want to fuck her, and I want to fuck the doctor, the goth doctor.
Yeah, I've seen the doctor. She's pretty cute.
Yeah.
He's talking
Yep.
about wanting to fuck the nurse.
They're both
Hello,
white.
nurse.
Hello, oh, I was gonna make a joke.
But like gameplay is like all the other Persona games, except that they bring back certain things. One, in the original Persona games, you could shoot with guns. You could just like fucking shoot people with. You could just bust a cap and fucking demons. This one, you can still do that now. And just the gameplay is just super fun and really fast. Like if I were to describe the gameplay, it's like Pokemon. It's like like Pokemon, you gotta find like what's super effective and shit. It's kind of the same thing, except doesn't have like gay little pocket monsters. This is about demons.
Isn't that what Shinigami Tensei is though? Like, didn't they create the capturing monsters thing? Or was
Yes, you
or
could
was
say
it,
that.
It was the Dragon Quest that did.
Probably Dragon Quest.
You're probably
I think it was Dragon Quest.
Can I talk about a game I've been playing?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, you
Yes,
can.
You're a
go,
kid.
Sunny.
I want to talk about motherfucking Battlefield 1.
Oh yeah.
You can play
This
as a
game
dove.
came out like I think it was November or October. Like either it was like October. I got it for free, and I got the deluxe edition for free because I won a contest thingy. And
Damn.
I've been playing it ever since. And I have to say, when it launched, it was a very like bare bones game. Like the problem with the Battlefield 1 was that it tried to blend realism with like making World War One not boring to play. Because let's like get the facts straight. World War One was not very
It wouldn't be interesting to play like a realistic shooter like that.
It would be
Yeah.
like
You just
a
fucking
lot of
miss every
trench
time.
warfare and stuff. Well, that stuff would be more like interesting for a strategy game of sorts, but like not for a first-person shooter.
It's basically like World War One is just trench warfare and like using just like single load rifles. Like there was no like fully auto guns like really yet.
I mean, like the only one were like mounted machine guns, but those were very rare.
Yeah, they were rare and then they were fucking like heavy as shit to carry around. So most of the time they didn't.
But there were like lots of tanks and
Oh yeah, that was like a big thing that they pushed like during the game's like pre-release. Like the amount of like Yeah, there's gonna be tanks and shit from all kinds of stuff, but
Oh shit!
basically,
Like- And so, like, if you've ever seen the movie Path of Glory, it's kind of like that. You know, there's a lot of trench stuff. Like, there's this really long, drawn-out trench scene in that kind of like, you know, lots of trench warfare, and it was mostly just like the whole war was basically just fought over like, hey, you want to be free from our land, or like it doesn't really make sense why they fought it.
no, it makes a lot of sense. It's just not good sense. But I mean, like I don't think we.
The point is, we were fought in a war.
Yeah, and they made
Yeah.
a video game off of it, and the video game is very like action movie, like I guess you could say. Like,
It's Michael Bay's World War One.
yeah, they added a bunch of like fully automatic guns when there was none.
No, there were automatic weapons. In
Well,
movies,
yeah,
just
exactly,
not
like-
like that common.
Yeah.
It's not often.
They weren't.
Okay.
There weren't any because they even have like a game mode where it's like they remove all of the weapons that weren't historically accurate.
Yeah, you're not gonna hold the devil's
Oh, I
paintbrushes
like
like an
that.
assault
That's cool.
rifle.
Yeah, like there's mostly like fucking like. See, it's a very hard problem that they had to balance because the weapon variety is just, I'm gonna be blunt and say it's like awful. There's like a lot of like, it's basically like each gun, there's like 5 guns, but each gun has 5 variants. They don't really make a difference. And like the variant, if like the gun sucks, like in general, like the first variant sucks, then the rest of the variants will just suck. And the weapon variety is just like awful. And when it first came out, it was just like there's nothing you can do about it. But after a while, they finally added the first DLC, which was the French update DLC, and it added like the Battle of like Verdun and another battle I can't name, but like it was like one of the first battle that tanks were majorly used in during World War One.
All right, now wait. So you're like talking about this. Are you excited at all for Call of Duty World War II at all, or?
That's
Why is it called World War II? Why did it like?
Because they
Because
ran
So you
they
out
can
of
already-
specify
names.
it.
Yeah, they already have like so many Call of Duty.
I would really
spin-offs.
prefer like World War Two rather than fucking.
Well, they looked. They were
Yeah.
like, well, Battlefield can get away with calling itself Battlefield 1. Let's go a step further. We call it Call of Duty World War 2.
It'll sound like a sequel.
Like have it should have like more Vietnam games. It would be more fun.
Why don't they? I was thinking that it like because they ran out of. Because they kind of did everything. I was thinking they would go like to the Wild West or something. Like Call of
Wild
Duty.
West would be really cool.
Wild,
I'd love
Wild
a Wild
West.
West first person.
But then it would just be fucking pistols.
I don't know.
Oh,
if
it
I
would,
don't know if
but
you
it'd
saw,
still
like,
be
the
cool.
demo, but there was a leaked demo of like a fucking Roman Call of Duty.
Oh,
Oh.
how would that work? Is it gonna be like Far Cry Primal, it's just spears?
It kind
Yeah.
of, but like to get back onto the point of like I wanted to talk about the Vietnam thing. There's no way that there could ever be a game made after like Vietnam unless it's like a very serious like tackling the subject game. Like Call of Duty or Battlefield would never go like near Vietnam.
No, son, what we need to do is we need to create PTSD simulator.
Yeah.
Where the entire game is just flashing back to the Vietnam War.
From the creators of
LSD
LSD Simulator comes
You take your
PTSD
fucking
Simulator.
like granddad and bought in the.
His collection. You can have the PTSD Vietnam collection, LSD collection, and the fucking failing on the American Dream simulate.
The Great Depression simulation.
Like, listen, if Drake and Josh can take advantage of PTSD in Vietnam War, then why can't a game designer?
What if like this like little kid like that's playing like Call of Duty Vietnam with their great granddad? It's like, look, granddad. And it's like he's just like, oh no, you can't take me back.
What I mean by like the
yeah.
like I don't think you can is like look, they're making an Apocalypse Now game, which I think is the only game type that could fit for like a game in Vietnam. It's like a very serious story, more story based game, at least at
Yeah.
so far. But like think about Call of Duty trying to handle fucking shit like Vietnam, where like
I just imagine Forrest Gump and Call of Duty now.
I just realized
Okay, Forrest
something.
Gump does like a 360 no scope.
I'm sorry, back on the topic of like Dream Simulator game, because I mentioned the LSD Dream Simulator. Why hasn't anyone made like a sleep paralysis themed horror game? That seems like so obvious.
I mean, maybe there is one out there.
They didn't really do anything with the whole sleep paralysis thing, because like you can't fucking move.
Well, not
I mean, like, it'll
necessarily
just be in
just
your dream,
gameplay wise. I mean, just like based off of the stories. Like, oh yeah, what if like the enemy of this game was based off of like detailed descriptions of people who witness sleep paralysis and whatnot?
Oh,
I
then
think
that
that'd be
makes
interesting.
sense. But like, if it were just a
Wait, you thought like you thought the gameplay was gonna be like, you just
I'm just stuck in a bed for the rest of my life.
That'd be a horrible VR game.
Do you have like a gun to shoot the sleep paralysis demons with? Like, get out of here!
Like I was just thinking of like you get sleep paralysis, the enemy's like in your dream or something. Tim's like, no, you're just stuck in your fucking bed, paralyzed.
You're just laying down in your bed.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm looking more forward to fucking Call of Duty World War II than Battlefield, like new Battlefield 1 stuff, because World War 1 it's kind of boring in a game.
Yeah.
It's just boring.
Someone shoot Hitler.
Well, I know there was like one game that was like, oh hey, it's a super realistic take on like how wars fought, and it's like this is really fucking boring.
Is
Are you
that
talking about
Arma? I
Arma?
think it's Arma.
Yeah.
Arma's neat. It's like it's not intended to be like towards the like mass market, right? Like it's meant to be a specific thing that's aimed towards both being a military simulator. Like I think that some military factions use it as like an actual training simulator. Don't quote me on that.
That was the whole thing. Like I at least this is how I remember like hearing the story. Like it was originally intended for like a military like training exercise, and then they was like, oh, actually, this people would buy this shit. So they made, and then Arma 2 was the first like extension of like it being like an actual game.
And I own it, and it's pretty alright.
Alright. Okay, so Cyber, what have you been playing recently?
What have I been playing? Well, afterwards, can I say a film that I saw yesterday?
Why not?
Because I know. This
Oh
is
yeah,
a
yeah,
film video,
okay,
but yeah. But recently I've been playing. What was it called again? Shovel Knight: Spectre of Torment, the new DLC / new game that got released. It's like the third installment of Shovel Knight. If you don't know, it first started off as just like Shovel Knight, which is now known as Shovel of Hope, and then it got the free DLC update called Plague of Shadows. Basically in that one you played as Plague Knight, who was one of the bosses, and you had like more long-range attacks and you could double jump and whatever. This one, you play as another one of the bosses, Spectre Knight. And the thing was that in the Plague Knight DLC, it was basically just like the Shovel Knight campaign, but you played as Plague Knight, and there was like a few differences here and there. This one, they like changed the levels completely, and like they give the bosses like new patterns and stuff. And like fundamentally speaking, it's pretty similar to the original Shovel Knight. But I think Spectre Knight is a little bit slower, and he doesn't jump as high and stuff. And he also has the ability to like wall crawl, which is really cool.
Spider-Man.
Kind of. But yeah, I kind of like the idea. It also gives more stuff like in depth to the lore, which is kind of interesting because it's like it seems like such a basic game, but it's kind of interesting seeing more about like the history of this world and whatever. I don't know. It's just like a really overall very solid kind of DLC update, and I recommend everyone to go buy it.
I really don't understand why they like kind of still do it. I like Shovel Knight, but it's like, no, why would you get like? It sounds very weird that like a developer would just be like, our game came out like I don't know how long ago, like 2 years ago.
Actually, I think it was like
it's been like 2 years ago, 2 or 3.
Like 2 or 3 years ago, and they're still making like content for this one game instead of like working on like a new one, which I bet they are on the side.
They technically are kind of
still
like
pretty
their own
amazing
games,
that they
though.
do this.
Well, like the thing is like whenever they had their Kickstarter out, they were like, they had these extended goals where they were like, if we hit these, we'll have like these free DLCs that'll come out if you buy the base game. I think now it's like if you buy the game, you have to buy the previous DLCs, but you get all like future DLCs for free.
Kind of. Basically, what they did is that anyone who bought the game pre Spectre of Torment update got basically this new version that was more expensive now called Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, that you get like all the DLC for free. And if you want to buy, but like if you don't have Treasure Trove, you have to buy the games individually. So it's,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the only Shovel Knight's the only. I don't really know that many examples of Kickstarter games, but I would say that's probably the best one because there's been many Kickstarters like that. There's been many games on Kickstarter that just fucking flat out just bombed and sucked shit, and it just kind of made me like, I hate this fucking.
Are you saying you don't like Mighty Number 9?
Oh.
Sorry.
Are you trying to accuse my game of not being successful on Kickstarter?
Are you saying that maybe supporting games on Kickstarter maybe is like a bit of a gamble, and maybe you shouldn't like expect too much out of it?
So yeah, but like I was, I remember like when I first like was really into like all that Kickstarter stuff. I was like checking out from.
You bought an Ouya, didn't you, Tim?
Come on, guys. You want to play Sonic CD on my Ouya?
So Doug TenNapel, the creator of Earthworm Jim and the Neverhood, those games, he was making a new stop-motion game called Armacrog, and I remember like looking at it like, oh, this is really cool because the Neverhood's a pretty good 90s computer game, and then it just came out and no one cared, and then Doug TenNapel like went on a rant against the gays.
Oh. Neverhood is a good game,
like
though.
video games, but okay.
Wait, that derailed. Like I was just like, oh, he did like a game about a stop motion game. Then it just came out, and then he hated the gays.
It's like the Orson Scott Card for like Ender's Game. You just randomly, oh yeah, I hate gays, and like I write this book about people in space.
But I think a really good example of how to do a Kickstarter was Skullgirls. I feel like that was a really good one.
Yeah.
The game technically was already done, but they were like, hey, if you want this extra stuff, just like maybe like give us some money and we can like finish programming and animating all this. And I think that was really cool. Technically, she kind of is, because she's like a palette swap for Squizzy.
So, wait, Cyber, you were saying something about a movie you saw recently?
Oh, yes. The thing is that sometimes films release a little bit earlier in countries that aren't America.
Fucking lucky.
Yesterday I saw
I don't know if
Guardians
it's lucky.
of the Galaxy 2.
No, I know, it's not, I mean, yeah. I don't
You will shut the fuck up. Okay, I don't care. I don't care about I'm Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy
you can talk
2,
about it. I don't
like,
really care.
I'm excited.
I don't wanna get
Don't
into
spoil it, but like I'm excited for that movie, but kind of like
Yeah,
in a
like,
hesitant way.
I want to
It's a
see it, I just
sequel
don't
and-
care. The Marvel movies are like a weird thing. It's like, okay, sometimes they're good and sometimes they're just like serviceable. Like, oh, okay.
My biggest problem was that it's just gonna be like, is this gonna be the same thing again? Because like, that's great and all, but it's like, you know, do something, expand a little bit more, and I think they will. But I don't want to see Guardians 1 again.
My main thing about that film, Guardians 2, is that my one gripe with it is that it was really slow in the middle. Like I feel like the first film was very fast paced and got like a lot of the plot stuff over with, but this film it starts off really quick and then like it kind of slows down a bit, and I don't like that.
Does it like have any character development in it?
Yes. My main problem with the first Guardians was like how Drax kind of like wasn't interesting at all. Like I felt like he was kind of a wasted character. While in this one I kind of liked him a lot more. He felt, I don't know, just a lot more fun.
Drax is a big dude that just goes like, just a big asshole, right?
Yeah, basically that's what he was in the first film, but I feel like in this second one he's a lot more just like a fun dude who like just is kind of crazy. But like another thing, not to get into spoilers, is just I think that visually speaking, this film is very colorful, and I like
the trailers look really like, that's my normal problem with like Marvel movies, is they all usually look like really bland and uninteresting color-wise, but
except for Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange was like the only one recently.
Oh yeah, definitely.
kind of like belonged in this like weird record store universe where like a lot of 70s band posters and such were big
Yeah, that's what I was trying
influences,
to go
and
for. So
Yeah, it was really
that's what I was thinking about.
But
that.
yeah, that was one thing I really liked about this film, because it's like, oh, all these like colorful aliens, and it's like, yes, not everything is brown and gray. I like that. The music was really good. I didn't like the soundtrack as much as the first movies, but I think I still really, really enjoyed it. Overall, it was just like a really good film, and like, yeah, that's about it.
I'm intentionally trying to avoid commercials and such for it, because like they kind of like spoil like, oh hey, look, Kurt Russell's gonna be in the movie. It's like, okay, I don't want to know who he is, and then they just gave it away.
Wait, what?
yeah, Kurt.
Oh, like the character.
Yeah.
I thought you're like, I don't want to know who Kurt Russell is.
I know. Yeah, Kurt Russell's a very famous actor, Tim. Of course, he's going to be in a movie.
I like how like
I didn't even really know he was gonna be in the film, because I only saw like the first
I know. I
trailer
just
and
know he's going to
nothing
be in
else.
it as what he is. I haven't seen anything. I tried my best to equally stay away from trailers and stuff like that for all movies, though.
Yeah, that is the best way to watch a film.
Oh yes. Just
what was it?
A bit of advice if you're trying to like look forward to a movie, don't, because just
I was super hyped for Kubo, and then I saw one review of it, and I was like, oh, I already have like 50 spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kubo is a good movie though. But it's like, oh,
I love that film. It was like my favorite movie of like 2016.
It's not like a bad. I don't think the story's like awful per se, but I just think there were a lot of details that could have been like either changed around a bit or like.
I feel like but the thing is that I think that's one of the examples of animation over story. Like I think that film is just such a spectacle that it's worth like all of like the plot problems.
Yeah, the story, I feel like I've been told this shit before.
Yeah, Tim, you're going next. What have you been playing? What have you been playing recently?
Okay, so I've been playing a lot of Enter the Gungeon lately. That's a great game.
The only thing you play, Tim.
He's playing it right now.
Don't play anything else.
You can hear it in the background.
But I also recently got another game.
Enter the Gungeon 2!
Oh,
Enter the Gungeon 2
I didn't get Enter the Gungeon 3, I got Enter the Gungeon 5. Yeah, but I got this other game that isn't Enter the Gungeon related, contrary to popular belief. It's called Beholder.
I have no clue what the So basically, sounds like an anime.
Beholder. Basically, it's about like you play as this like landlord in this like dystopian government, so sort of like 1984, and you're paid by the government to like monitor your like the clients of your apartment building, so like they make sure they don't like do any illegal shit. Its art style is really simple, but it is really interesting and unique. It's like you can like blackmail your patients, you can look through their stuff, spy on them and such.
Can you see them when they're like fucking or something?
No, it's like it's not voyeuristic or anything.
So this is basically like this is the police, right?
Sort of. Like you're working for the government to make sure.
Tim, but what kind of genre is this like gameplay wise?
Well, it sort of is a point and click game, sort of isn't. It's kind of hard to describe. Like you can search through like items and such and set up cameras. And,
Wait, I have a question. This game sounds very similar. Is this the game where like the people that made what that fucking game where you work at the Russian
Papers, Please?
Yeah, is
Papers,
this made
Please.
by the same people?
Except not really.
It's exactly the same, but it has nothing to do with it. Yes.
It's not made by the same company. I don't know who made it.
Oh my god, this fucking guy. I'm looking at the image of this. This guy looks like a fucking like creep. The art style actually does look really good. It's
yeah, it's like very simplistic. Beholder.
Alright, so I guess that's everyone.
No, we didn't do Slay
Slayers
or
didn't
me.
go. Slayers, go.
Oh fuck, shit! I thought you would. Oh, go.
It was the guest we were gonna
Slay,
have
go.
on this time.
All right, so
It was out of order. I thought we did our guests in first. Never mind. Sorry, Slay.
I've been playing Zelda Breath of the Wild. Ooh. I had to say
please,
the name is
please
so big. I had to say it so. Ooh.
Ooh.
I hate that video. But no, I've been playing Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's good. I have a lot of issues with it, but it's good.
discuss the issues.
Yes,
First off,
please
it
get into
definitely
that.
doesn't deserve the 10 out of 10s it keeps getting.
It does. You're retarded.
Yeah, so, like, as a person who's been a big fan of the Zelda franchise for, like, years, like, the first game in the series was, like, the first game I ever played. And I've played most of them. The only ones I haven't played are, like, Four Swords Adventures, no, not Breath of the Wild, that's the one I'm talking about. Skyward Sword, that's the other one I haven't played.
I like Skyward Sword.
I feel like Four Swords Adventures is a game that not a lot of people have played because it kind of came out in that sort of era where it's like, oh, these are like these like multiplayer kind of games where you had to hook up your Game Boy and whatever.
Yeah, it's like
in
a
order to play it
really
properly.
weird game.
Zelda games are like Majora's Mask and Wind Waker, but I also have a really soft spot for like Link to the Past.
I love That's my favorite.
I think Link Between Worlds was better.
I like Link to the Past way more than Link Between Worlds.
I like both of them a
Really?
lot.
But yeah, no, Link to the Past is my personal favorite Zelda game.
I've only played Link to the Past, so I guess I'm Ego Raptor.
I watched
My favorite
Voltron
is my favorites are the Oracle games. Which
Oracle's good.
I tried getting into those. Those seem really cool.
They're
like
really good.
What was it? I played was it Ages? No, Oracle of Ages is the Seasons one, right? Yeah, it was Seasons that I played. That one was really
I love
cool.
Both of those. But
I've been needing to beat those.
they're really good and they're really worth beating. I don't think enough people talk about them because they seem to like people don't hate them. Just like not a lot of people have seemed to play them, which is always weird to me.
I also heard that Link's Awakening is really good.
Link's Awakening is great. DX is the preferred version. Which is just, I think, just a version that had color added to it, because I think there were two versions.
It had,
yes,
version, DX had
was
color
black
and an
white.
extra dungeon.
Wait, wasn't there like a Sonic game, like Sonic Adventure DX for like?
Yeah, Director's Cut.
Yeah.
But the DX was Director's Cut.
Yeah, that was.
What is the X? What's the X in the fucking?
It's Director's Cut.
It's
Yeah,
cut.
I know what
X
that means, but
cut.
where's the X come from?
It's probably like a Japanese
It's
thing.
Director's Cut.
Yeah.
No, it's directors.
It's kind of like.
There's no C. There's no. All right, fine. What about Breath of the Wild? I never played it.
Yeah, it's just
Breath of the
getting
Wild's
to
a
Breath of
really
the Wild.
good game. It's Zelda's, I would say, their second stab in an open world game. The first being the original Legend of Zelda. And it's good. There's a lot to do. A lot of it's about exploration, getting equipment. It's got a lot of RPG elements in that sense, like that you're getting new equipment, that you're improving that equipment, and then some of your equipment can break, like your swords, your bows, your shields, which is a major part of the new fighting mechanics in this game. Because as the major comparison seems to be Dark Souls for the fighting.
I've heard that.
Everyone
but I looked
compares
at the gameplay. That
everything
seems
to Dark
pretty
Souls,
bullshit.
though.
I would say
I don't. I'm sorry. It's just that Dark Souls, I feel like, is a more like precision-paced kind of like action game.
I agree.
While Breath of the Wild doesn't seem as strategic.
Oh,
in
no,
that
no,
sort
no.
of sense.
I would definitely agree there. The big comparison is that Breath of the Wild's fighting mechanics are more difficult than prior games, which I would agree. Like, it's definitely more punishing for making mistakes, but I think a lot of that punishment comes from taking damage rather than the enemy AI being clever. The enemy AI is pretty simple. Each AI definitely does have like its own unique traits and things. And there's some things I love, like, I don't know if you guys like know what moblins and bokoblins are. Like,
Yes, I do.
yeah,
I'm a
moblins are
Zelda
like these
nerd.
big hulky dudes, and like bokoblins are like these smaller, lankier dudes who usually like use spears, and they're usually more in packs. And one of my favorite things are like if a mokoblin doesn't have a weapon, sometimes they'll pick up a bokoblin and they'll throw it at you.
Oh my god.
Which is always great to see. Like, all the AI, like, the way they interact with each other is really fun, and all their animations are really fun and goofy. Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about next. The main problem, though, at least enemy-wise, is there's not enough, like, variety. Like, Legend of Zelda has so many enemy types. Like, just play any game, and there's just all these different things to go up against.
Do they at least have
Octoroks and
choo-choos in this
Tektites
game?
and Levers too.
Do they have what?
Do they have like at least like the choo-choos or
Oh
whatever?
yeah, the choo-choos are there. Those
cool.
are there. Those are technically a newer edition. That was, I think,
Like
first game to
Link.
have
They were in
those was
Majora's
Mishka.
Mask. Majora's Mask were the
did
first
Majora's
one.
Mask have them? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were like these gross like blob ones. They didn't look
Yeah.
as cute.
Well, no,
me think.
technically Link's Awakening also had. I mean, not Link's. Yeah, Link's
Oh,
Awakening
yeah.
had those, and so
Link's
did
Awakening
Link to the
did have
Past. So yeah,
those.
no, never mind. I'm an idiot. They've been there
Wait,
for a while.
choo-choos are the chickens, right?
No, those
No,
are
choo-choos are the jellies.
Those are
Cuckoos.
yeah,
Cuckoos.
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 Cucks.
Cuckoo.
Which
The Donald
The
Trumps.
Tim Tams.
Yes.
yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
Those are there though. Like there's like not very much. There's like Lizalfos, which are the lizard dudes. Those are in this one. And
Those guys are cool. I like them.
they're cool. You've got the Guardian types, which the Guardians are cool to go up against. Though they're
What
really
about the-
easy if you know how
What
to
are they
like
called? Dark
parry
Nuts? Do they have
lasers.
those guys?
No, they don't.
Do they have
Which is-
likes?
What about Phantoms?
They do not have likes either, which is also really
Everything
weird.
that you think is in there is they're not there.
Do they have
Yeah.
Tektites?
They don't have Tektites.
How do they not have
What about
Tektites?
Octoroks?
For a person that doesn't play Zelda, I'm very confused by these names.
Those are actual names for the villains.
Yes,
so
those are actual names.
are these spider things that jump around. And those are cool. Really also not in this one, which would make sense for them to be there because there's a lot of like environment like emphasis.
But those
in
guys
this
are
game.
classic. That's so weird.
Yeah, there's also not likes, which are these like tube-looking monsters that if they grab a hold of you, they'll eat your shield. Which those make perfect sense to be in this game because like you can, shields are breakable. So it's like no, that monster. I'm like. I just think about like that would be a perfect fit for this game, but they're not there.
What was the name of the? I'm sorry, Redeads. Did they have them in this game? Because that feels like it would fit perfectly.
Nope.
Because
no
like in
Redeads.
Ocarina of Time, they would like grab onto you, and like what if they like grabbed your weapons and like took them or something?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
But
That'd make for an interesting mechanic.
There's Wizardos. Is that what they're called? I'm trying to remember correctly.
Yeah, Lizalfos.
Yeah, Lizalfos. Those are there. There's multiple varieties of those. The keys are there. Keys are the bats. There's no snakes either, which is kind of weird.
Really?
Yeah, they don't have any of those.
This game sucks.
Like the monster variety.
This game doesn't have snakes. I want snakes in my Zelda game.
Like the monster variety is very lacking. Like what's there are fun to go against. Like I like what are they called? They're like these lion dudes, right? Who like they have like bows. They can shoot like 3 arrows, and sometimes they'll have like these giant staves or like these big swords and shit.
Are these guys new? I've never heard of them.
No, I think they're in the first game if I remember correctly. They're called Lionels.
Lionel. I've never.
Yeah.
Nope, never heard of them.
I would say Zelda's probably my favorite of the year. The only other major games I've played so far this year, I think, I played Hotline Miami 2, which was pretty good. Yeah, but I'm just talking about games I played in general this year. When it comes to games that came out this year, I don't tend to spend a lot of money on games.
Oh yeah.
Like
same here.
I'm a game.
Everything I've like bought this year is like from like several years ago.
Yeah, like I'm in college for game development.
Well,
all right, never mind.
But like, yeah, like I'm in college for game development, so I admittedly don't have a lot of money to spend on video games. What I do buy, like I bought Zelda because I love Zelda, and I've been very excited for this game ever since it was Zelda Wii U.
It's a gamer's must.
Basically.
Oh my god, I hate how that was a thing though. Like.
What?
It's not Zelda Wii U anymore. It's Breath of the Wild, and it's like, oh, it's not a Wii U exclusive, even though we were supposed to get it like 5 years ago.
Yeah, like look, I played it on Wii U.
The Wii.
Austin, I have a question. I've heard that the Wii U version is a lot more stable and doesn't have as many like frame rate issues. Do you know if that's true?
I don't know that off the top. Yeah. The main issue with the Switch version, I played it on Wii U, but the main version I know with the Switch, or the main issue I should say, is that at least this was the case earlier on when it was in docked mode. It tended to be more susceptible to frame rate issues, but in handheld mode, it was a lot better. Yeah. Because I'm just going off of videos.
That doesn't become a problem.
Yeah.
I know they even had like frame rate issues in the original trailer for the Switch. Like if you like look closely, there are like frame rate issues in Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, like
it's all because of that fucking grass.
The Wii U does have some frame rate issues. I'll give it that. Like especially on the plateau, whenever you first come out, there are some big frame rate issues. Like I just noticed it right away. It was like, oh, we're slowing down a little bit here. But like it's nothing game breaking, I'd say. I don't think I ever had any bad stuttering. I think only once it ever basically dropped so low that it was like it affected the gameplay, but other than that, it was pretty alright. Frame rate was usually consistent.
You want to get into the topic?
I haven't said anything yet.
Glem hasn't gone either? Jesus, it's almost been an hour.
Yeah, because like...
Yeah, Glem.
Alright, so, I'm a cheat.
It's Glem, everyone's favorite racist.
That's me. Alright, so,
that's your theme song.
Exactly. I haven't really been playing that many games recently. I'm a cheap-ass gamer. I tend to just play the games I already have.
You're a liar, Glem.
All right, Glem, that was a good talk. All right, let's
I'm
continue.
really
hey,
cheap
everybody, welcome to the.
Okay,
I'm
so-
kidding. I'm
Sorry,
kidding. No, Glem, go.
All right, Glem, what was your actual thing?
What? I was saying stuff, and then you guys talk. Oh.
Oh!
I was
Go,
talking.
Glem.
Go.
Okay, Glem, we get it. All right, you're a white man. You have a lot of money to spend on games. Go.
I don't have a lot of money to spend on games. I haven't played any.
Then you're not white! Go!
You're raping me. You're raping me.
I wasn't expecting that.
All right, so.
Oh God.
Okay, yeah, I'm a cheap ass gamer. I don't really buy too many new releases that often. I've mainly been playing games like I already own, like GTA 5 and Fallout and stuff like that. And fucking Unreal Tournament from 1999. That's the same age as me. So
Whoa.
yeah, exactly.
Well, after,
Everyone knows
your
killing
age
everyone's
now.
yeah, I
ears,
was playing Deus Ex recently, the first Deus Ex, and like it made me realize how much I don't really like the new Deus Ex games that much. That's
Mhm.
always good.
Mankind Divided just basically like racism the game. That's what it wants to be.
Racism
Constantly
the game.
I get
Game.
it. Racism is a thing. We get it. Like,
Exactly. That's why I hate that. Because the
don't
first
see
Deus,
that.
the worst part is Mankind Divided is a prequel to the first game that doesn't mention racism at all.
I don't know why people have to like give the
fuck it
moral
up.
of racism. I feel like that's just a thing people should know.
And I also-
it's like, oh,
Yeah, I also hate the. I hate the
It's
fact
like-
that I hate the fact that Human Revolution and Mankind Divided are like super fucking futuristic, even though they're fucking prequels, and the first Deus Ex feels like it's actually like grounded in reality. There's no like big sci-fi spectacles.
Deus Ex feels like the original one feels more like Blade Runner.
Exactly, and I love that. That's awesome. But it's like it's Blade Runner without the gigantic city. It's just like a normal. It's like yeah, you go to New York, it still looks fucking shitty.
Isn't Blade Runner like if you have a sci-fi city that isn't all clean and neat, you're going to get Blade Runner comparison. It is fucking inevitable.
But that's just because Blade Runner did it like basically like, perfect. Like,
It did.
Yeah.
yeah.
I also hated the fact that in Human Revolution, I hate the fact that that game's just so yellow for no reason.
yeah.
Also,
It's
Glem,
just straight yellow.
I wanted to say something. I like how you're comparing one game to another. One thing I noticed, I've been talking to Shay a lot recently, and she's like, "Oh, I don't want to play the Banjo-Kazooie game, so that way I can critique Yooka-Laylee on its own merits," which doesn't make sense because it's like you need to compare it to
That's
other
the
games
point.
to know
That's
if
the
it's better
basis
or
of
worse.
Yooka-Laylee. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
have to
only
know if
reason
it's
that
better
game
or worse
exists.
than other
Fucking
games of the same
Banjo-Kazooie
genre.
game. There's nothing about it they like pitched as like, oh, this is his own thing. It's literally just Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh no, they even like rip off the DK rap and everything. It's like it's totally just supposed to be like an N64 collectathon game.
The thing about like
there's, nothing else to it.
Banjo-Kazooie and why like the reason ukulele like people wanted ukulele so badly is because like
Rare is bad now.
Banjo-Kazooie like most influential game properties like of the last 20 years, yet the company that owns it is literally doing jack shit with it. Like,
But Tim,
can't
there
do- they
was
can't do
Banjo-Kazooie 3 on Game Boy Advance.
What about Banjo Nuts and Bolts?
Yeah, everyone's favorite game.
Cars? Cars?
Cars 2 featuring Potato.
I don't see a reason why they should do anything with it. Like, why would they?
I feel
it's
like the
kinda
game's
dead.
already solid the way it is. I don't think it needs another like installment. It's like there's already
But it
tons of
doesn't
games
feel
of that
suck that it's
style.
like it's just this property that Microsoft just has in its back pocket and just like, fuck it.
I feel like it's a sort of
why
Mega
don't they
Man
ever like
mentality.
spam
There's
the
so
shit out of
many-
it?
Like if
The
they're
thing
not
is that it's like
going to
Mega
do
Man,
anything with Rare or with any of their properties anymore, except just use them to make like Kinect games, they should probably just sell them off to someone else who will actually use them.
Oh my
the thing
God,
is
I
that
forgot
They make
the
the money,
feel-
then I guess it doesn't matter.
I forgot
The
the
thing about
Kinect was a thing.
Banjo-Kazooie- Yeah, I think we all did. But the thing about Banjo-Kazooie and those like sort of collectathon style games, I feel like it has this sort of Mega Man effect where it's like, oh, we haven't had what it forever, we need more. But it's like, no, there's already tons of like solid games in the Mega Man franchise. We don't need more. Same thing goes for like, oh, we already have like Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64. We already have 2 Banjo games. And like, you know,
You don't need
Conker's
Donkey
Bad
Kong
Fur Day.
64. That no, please no. I don't need Donkey Kong
We
64.
don't need DK, do we do? You mean the Game Boy Color one? That's the first Conker game.
Stuff to tackle at one point of like, why don't they just sell them off? Because fucking they'd lose money that way.
Yeah.
These are like
our
competition would be making money.
Yeah,
it's about making a business. It's not about integrity. It's
like,
about making money.
What was it? Like in Shovel Knight, the Xbox exclusive characters are like rare characters, being the Battletoads. You know, it's like they have to use them for like their exclusivity, and they have to like take advantage of that fact.
Yeah.
Fucking bad. I just really do want to have a world where like they make like a gritty reboot of fucking
Battletoads.
Battletoads.
That is such an 80s 90s stupid bullshit kind of property that would never work in modern day because people just say like, no, that's fucking gay, fuck this. No.
It worked for TMNT.
It's the same thing
Bring
with
back Street Sharks.
any old. Like, I don't think Banjo-Kazooie would succeed in like fucking.
Oh no.
No, yeah,
no
no,
way in
no.
hell.
Yeah, because
It's
they
such
tried
a
making
thing
the
of its time.
they remade Conquer on the Xbox, the original Xbox, and that didn't work.
The thing is that because they gave him like realistic fur physics, and that's what they're doing with.
No,
the
it just
Crash
didn't
games.
work because of the gameplay as well. Wait, so I actually have a question. Like, what do you guys think about like VR and that kind of stuff? Like, are you guys interested in that
Oh,
whatsoever?
I have a story about that. I tried VR for the first time yesterday.
Nice.
Actually.
What did you play?
So it wasn't really a game. I went to the mall. This like larger mall. It's kind of far away from where I lived. And they had this little like plastic roller coaster thing you could sit in, and like they gave you like a VR headset. I think it is.
They sit in the fucking little like roller coaster.
Look at me, mommy.
Did you just roll
But
in
the
like
thing
3
is-
quarters and just like press the button and like you're like select your track?
VR is just like a piece of paper tied to a cardboard box.
I wish, but basically like they had this like VR headset strapped onto my head, and I just sat into this little like car, and like I could just like see all around me. It was pretty interesting. The one problem was the resolution. I could like see pixels like everywhere, and I didn't like that.
It probably wasn't
but
the
other
greatest.
than that,
It
it was-
probably wasn't like an HTC Vive you were using. It was probably like a cheap plastic.
No, it was
thing.
like it was a phone. It was a phone. But the thing was,
Why would you pay for that?
I just wanted to see because I have never experienced a VR before.
VR is cool.
But basically,
VR is cool.
yeah, it was. Oh no, it was pretty immersive. Surprisingly, like of course I complained about the pixels right now, but like it was very immersive. Like there's parts was like I was like riding a roller coaster in space or whatever, and like the track would like turn, and I would be like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to fall off the track. Like I do. It's like, okay, I know I'm in like a stationary piece of plastic, but like at the same time, I'm seeing movement. You know.
That's the point.
It was.
The first experience I had with VR was playing Minecraft VR.
Fucking Minecraft VR.
I went to the Microsoft store and they're like, look at this like new VR headset thing. Like we have like we guys should try it out. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. They made me sign all this bullshit. And I was like, man, this could probably like, be an intense one. Like I'm so hyped.
You're like, you think it is Halo?
Oh my god.
Did you have fun at least?
No, it was fucking gay as shit. It's just like the whole thing is like Minecraft. You can move like 360. Like oh wow. That really helps my immersion in Minecraft.
Everybody, go subscribe to Cindy DJ Boy on YouTube.com to watch VR Minecraft Let's
immersed
Play.
in
You
this
just,
fucking
like-
pixelated and blocky world.
Were you just like these blocks are so realistic?
Yeah, I'm mining these. I'm punching these blocks.
No, wait, no. See, the thing about that is like Minecraft doesn't work like stylistically just because of like the game, but like you could play like an older game, like probably like Quake in VR, and it'd still be like awesome though.
No, but
I'd love to play like Doom
Yeah.
in VR. That'd be
my
cool.
only problem with VR is that I don't understand like VR. It feels like a game, like only for like first-person shooters. First-person.
Oh
games.
yeah, it's not really
But
for
like
like
every other game, like say like a third-person like platform, is like, what the fuck is the point of this?
yeah, it wouldn't work there. That's the point. It's immersion. So yeah, first-person games.
Yeah.
Glem really hates VR for some reason.
I don't hate VR. I think this is just the companies don't really know how to use it at the moment.
Well, like
Because-
it's still a
They
new
don't- they don't,
technology.
they
I know it's still,
invented
but it's just like they don't know what they're going with. They're
Yeah.
just kind of throwing things at the wall at the moment.
Well, like
What you gotta do?
The Rick and Morty game looks pretty good. Though.
Yeah, that looks good, but it's
I
just
wanna
like I think
check
like
that
the
out.
thing like if you
According
go to like
Stephen,
if you
he's played it.
if you
and
go to
he
the
says
Steam
it's good.
store right now, like if you go to see like the VR games, all of them are like really like quick experience games that you can buy for like $20. It's like, oh, I don't want to play this for
That's
2
not
hours.
that bad. That's
Yeah.
not a bad deal. I mean, like if you, it's your one, it's your fucking money. If you want to spend money on that, it's your fucking problem. But it's like, you know, at this point in VR, those kind of games, we need to experiment with those type of things. Like they
Yeah.
didn't just roll out these fucking games. Like, oh, here, this game is like 2 hours. Here's a free VR game. Like that'd be cool, but you know, They're developers. We need to make money.
Yeah, but I'd rather make VR for like already existing games like Quake and like they're already doing it for like Half-Life and Half-Life 2 and stuff like that. So I think
but who's gonna fucking buy Quake? Who's gonna buy Quake now?
People still do that. I bought Quake recently.
Yeah, but not
That's
like
you.
A
Not every
market.
fucking person's gonna be like mass market's gonna be like, let's buy Quake, guys. Let's buy this old piece of shit.
I'm not saying they should devote like a huge amount of time to this. Like, oh hey, let's just make these old games VR because that'd be awesome.
Pokemon Snap
that
VR.
requires a lot of work though. Like VR takes a lot of work. Don't you?
No, see, they already did the work for like making it stereoscopic in that sense.
Do you know how to stereoscope?
Imagine like.
They've already worked on the hard part. They could just implement it into the game.
Well, here, like, okay, as a person who's like lucky enough to go to a university that has like a lot of VR tech, that.
Oh yeah, you should probably get into that. Like, explain.
Yeah,
what
that'd be awesome.
Game development.
Yeah,
because
like, I personally have not developed for VR, but the school I go to has like a bunch of VR tech. We have like an HTC Vive, we have an Oculus, we even have a developer's kit for Microsoft HoloLens.
Oh, that's awesome.
Do you have a Super Nintendo?
Oh, we do have a Super Nintendo.
Do you have a Virtual Boy? That's the question.
I don't know if
do
we have a
you
Virtual Boy.
have the 3-player Super Nintendo port?
Turbo graphics card? We probably
do. You have a Vectrex Spectrum?
What is the thing?
But like the thing with like VR, and as a person who's like I haven't had extensive, like I've messed around with VR for a few hours, but one of the biggest things I've noticed is you need to create a control scheme, a movement scheme that does not make you sick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Case in example, I don't know. This episode will be out soon, I think. We, for the Best Worst podcast, we talked about a VR game called Broken Blue, which is a puzzle game. And the way you move around it is think of like Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, the swimming mini games where you have to like move your arms out in different directions. And it's basically how you move in this game. Which allows you to zoom in and out, and you move like forward by like basically pulling, like think of like pulling on a rope, but using like both of your Vive controllers, and just imagine that you're pulling a rope. And at some moments, it's not too bad. It works. But the thing is doing this game made me sick. And one of the biggest things was like, if you look down, there are clouds beneath you. And the thing is the clouds aren't stationary, or they aren't like consistently moving based on the way you're looking at the world. Like if you turn your head while you're looking at the clouds also turn in this very weird and unnatural way.
That doesn't, yeah.
And just doing that made me sick. And that's
so like the background follows you?
Weirdly enough. Like
it's like the skybox basically moves with you.
But that takes extra time to that takes time to program. Why would you do that?
I have no idea, but it was like disorienting, and I felt sick. I had to take the headset off like 3 times because like I'm gonna throw up if I keep doing this.
I've thankfully not had that experience yet. I've tried VR and it's pretty cool. Yeah, I tried VR last year. I played the John Wick 2 video game. It was pretty good. That's what I'm saying. You don't need motion controls for VR. I just really want to be immersed in the world. That's why I want to play like older games in VR. I want to experience that world.
I don't even really think it needs to be a game. I just want to.
That's me right now. I just want to explore a world for a game. I
just want to I just want to see Midgard from Final Fantasy VII in first person.
Final Fantasy VII in VR. I don't think that would work.
Be cool.
Godfather in VR. Just want to be standing in the booth looking around. They never talk about me till the end of the scene, and then they're they're like, "What are you doing here?" And then it fades to black, and you go to the next scene.
That's is that your dream?
The only kind of game I want in VR that would scare the shit out of me, you're just stranded on an island, and you're in the ocean full of sharks and stuff, and full sea creatures trying to fucking kill you, and you have to build a boat to get back to land. It's like Castaway the game.
Son, do you want to do Goodfellas VR? You're Joe Pesci at the end.
Reservoir Dogs VR.
Yeah, exactly. No, they made a Reservoir Dogs game, Tim, and it was sucked.
Experience.
Oh yeah, that one sucked, but they're making a new one right now. It's
wait, they are?
Reservoir Miami type game.
Oh.
Okay, Mars, I have a question for you. Okay, so Mr. Viacom comes to your door and says, "Hey Mars, I'll pay you $50 if you review on your channel Jimmy Neutron VR."
Oh, Drake and Josh, the video game?
No, Jimmy Neutron. Well, Drake and Josh appear in it. They're a cameo, but
I have a thing. Didn't you weren't you contacted by a cartoon creator to review their show?
Yes, it was a guy that made this. He started off as a pilot on Trip Tank. It was called Jeff and Some Aliens. And one thing I just want to say to anyone that wants to send me shit or ask me to do stuff, don't send it to me through the fucking YouTube Messenger. I don't ever see that shit.
Oh,
Wait, they actually sent it to you through the messenger?
Yes, it's I got a couple of messages from there. It's other YouTubers that I subscribe to. They're saying "Oh, thank you for subscribing. I'll look at your shit." I guess what's his name, Slopes Game Room, or some other guy, Joey T Cartoon, I guess. I don't know. He sent me this. He was like, "Hey, I work for Comedy Central. I'm just contacting YouTubers to review my show, Jeff and Some Aliens. We don't really care what you say about it. I just want an honest review." That's cool. I probably would have done it, but that show's been out for a little while, so I don't care. Plus, I'm working on other stuff.
All right.
And at least they were better to you than whatever that basketball show is.
For that one basketball show.
That was fun. We should explain that. Have we ever explained that situation on the show?
I don't think so.
That was so funny. Okay,
not even on your streams.
I made a Legends of Chamberlain Heights review. I don't like it that much because it kind of made me feel. I went back and looked at it. It's man, I sound like Mr. Enter. It's it just sounds like a fucking abrasive dick saying the opening line is so annoying to me now. It's Legend of Chamberlain Heights is a new comedy. I guess if you want to call it comedy, is come on, that's gay. But I made that review. Generally, half people hate it, half people go yeah, the show sucks. I don't like the show, but I guess a lot of people do. That's fine, I guess. I don't care. But the Legends of Chamberlain Heights Twitter, I love them. They hate me. Well, they don't hate me, but what happened was they were they had this New York Times sort of article that was saying top 10 shows of 2016, I guess. And in the tags, in a secret tag or something you can do on Twitter, they tagged me. They tagged a bunch of other reviewers Mr. Enter, saying I guess they were kind of bragging to me. And it was Legends of Chamberlain Heights number 5 on Times. And I just get a notification what the fuck is this?
Oh my god.
I don't like how they're mainly Negroes.
I just don't care enough to watch it.
That's a good criticism, Glem.
Glem, Glem, I agree. I think we need more diversity.
No, they need less diversity. We need more whites in there.
I just kind of troll. I just kind of message them.
Exactly. It's I love Reservoir Dogs. There's no black people in that movie whatsoever.
Tim, I think
okay.
There's one black person.
You're just becoming more and more like Glem. You're just becoming like Glem too.
So the Legends thing, I was I got a notification for that stupid shit, and I was I just messaged them back yeah, this is a real great award, You guys do know that New York Times said Powerpuff Girls was better. The new Powerpuff Girls was better than the original. So I guess they're kind of review and word doesn't really matter that much. I guess they just it's just been an ongoing love-hate kind of relationship with me and the Legends Twitter.
I'm just imagining you in bed with. I'm just imagining it's just a marriage. Yeah. That has no love. It's just you it's laying in bed just standing there. It's so how was your day today? It's it was fine.
I just remember
you just guys never look in your general direction.
Yeah, they unfollow me on Twitter. I don't care. That's fucked up. He tweeted at me one time. He tweeted at me one time responding when I said Legends sucked or something. That was funny.
I want him on the
podcast.
Just steal fucking sports clips without credit, and then just is look, this is me when I wake up late for school. LOL.
Yeah, the Legends Twitter just fucking sucks. It's it just steals other people's shit.
Okay. All right.
But what's really funny? One time I didn't even tag them or anything. I just piss you off and 4 words, which wasn't really in 4 words. It just still said like Legend still sucks. And then they sent me a bunch of crying emojis. Oh. That was great. I love you, Legends Twitter.
Legends of Timberland Heights is my favorite video game.
Mine too.
Yeah, should we get into questions now?
Q&A.
Alright, so
No.
questions. So if you want to ask us a question, please join the Cartoon Planet Discord channel, and you can ask us in the Q&A stuff. And please make sure it's an actual question. That's not like, oh, hey, thoughts on Steven Universe's dick, or whatever. Something stupid like that.
Well, I have a lot of thoughts on
Well,
that.
Also,
that's an
if
actual
you,
question, though.
Yeah, I think we all do.
In Steven Universe, you never actually see his dick.
Yeah,
so,
what
'cause
the
it's
hell?
a kid's show.
How do
But
we
we
know
know he
he
has one
actually
because he's
has
human.
one?
He's human, though.
Yeah.
He has one because he's human.
So that doesn't-
and even if he didn't, he could shapeshift one because we know that Rose shapeshifted.
Alright, speaking-
That
Speak-
was stupid. That was a
so
stupid
it is
fucking
possible.
like.
Yeah, that was
like,
dumb.
She shapeshifted the
It is
womb. Like,
really
what does that
stupid.
mean? What did she do to do that?
Amethyst
Wait, that means she has a vagina.
shapeshifts the digestive system.
Yeah, so she can take a shit.
Hold on. All right. Question number 1. Why is Tim retarded? All right. You know what? This is a serious question.
He was born this way.
Well,
many-
we don't
there's
know.
many
Not
reasons
everyone
for
is
that.
born equal.
Not everyone is
So,
born
you
equal,
know,
you know.
it all depends on
Certain
your school of
people.
thought. Some people think you were born this way. I personally think that's fucking retarded. But you know, some people think you develop into that.
You know,
and, you know, there's nothing
I'm
you can do.
a smart boy.
Alright.
All right. Question number 2. How would you feel if
Lacey,
someone called you cringe
thing is-
planet?
Oh, I feel really offended.
How would you feel if
it really hurts my feelings.
All right.
Planet, I'd take that as a badge of honor.
Alright, so the actual
All right,
question.
time to play the.
Alright, you're kicked off the
calling us
podcast,
cringy.
Tim.
Oh, Dots, so new. This is such a fresh insult, Dots. Play a Dipping Dots gaming clip here, please.
Nigger, just because I'm a noodle doesn't mean I want to be eaten.
Yeah, call us cringy. What is, huh?
Good job, Dots.
Go subscribe to Dipping Dots Gaming.
Alright, so yeah. Alright, first question. Alright, so from Steven the Rich Man. Alright. What's your favorite shovelware video game?
Shovelware game.
Would you count? I don't know if these would count.
Explain
but,
shovelware for those who don't know.
So basically, shovelware
bullshit.
games are just like really cheap games that like developers make just to make a quick buck, or just to be like, oh, this is the game we're working on in our downtime. Or in some cases, it's the majority of the Wii's like lineup of games. Because like the Wii had
Typically, they're like licensed games too.
yeah.
Was this Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz count? Because I saw that in like a Big Lots. That's where I bought mine in like a
I
gas
don't know.
station.
I
Monkey
remember
Ball.
one game on the Wii U. It was like a roller derby game.
Carnival games.
Yeah, Carnival games, that's shovelware.
That's a good game. I like that one.
I'm trying to think of shovelware. I don't know. I own like Garfield.
Yeah,
cart.
like
I would-
Eminem's
I
kart
like the,
racing.
Yeah.
I like the Chicken Little game. That's a pretty good game. That's actually a really good platform too.
Oh wait, yeah. I think probably my favorite shovelware game was probably like Shrek Super Slam.
Shrek Super Slam.
God, that game.
Oh, there's a lot
so
of like,
bad.
a lot of these shovelware games are like licensed games. So like it's kind of like put out licensed games. Like the Surf's Up video game, really great. It's kind of like it's like a surfing Tony Hawk game where like you can just rail grind on a wave for some reason. But it's really awesome. You just be like a fucking penguin and you just do a kickflip. Awesome.
I'm trying to think. I was gonna say the Fullmetal Alchemist game, but even that, it's not shovelware. It's just a licensed game. That game's
I mean,
pretty
there's a lot of licensed games that are shovelware games.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if this would count, but the
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance ports of Lord of the Rings, The Twin Towers, and Return of the King, like the Game Boy Advance ports of those are really
I'm not really
good.
sure if that counts.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure it counts either, because, like, the main thing...
I feel like that's just a
No,
licensed game. I'm not
like
sure.
I know, like there's
We'll
definitely
say that
licensed
counts.
games
We'll
that
say
are
that
shovelware games. Like I played like Shrek's like Baby Adventures on my DS.
I own Bolt the Dog on DS. I don't know why
Oh,
I
I
have
remember
it.
that game. The game sucked.
It does.
Ooh,
The movie sucks. I
does.
hate that movie.
I had Return
Mars,
of
that
the
was
Underworld.
That was Macho Man's Randy Savage's last movie before he died in a car crash because he had a heart attack.
Was he the fucking fat hamster?
No,
Bolt the Super Dog.
Bolt.
Was he Bolt?
Bolt the
Yeah, he
Super
was
Dog
in
was
that.
his last film.
He was like a.
What did he do?
He was a voice.
What did he do in the? What did
Who
he
did
do?
he voice?
He's in it.
He was fucking Bolt. You just hear like, oh, Miley Cyrus, gotta get back to Miley.
Oh, the best thing,
yeah, brother.
the best thing Randy Savage did in his entire life was the Spider-Man movie and his interview for Space Ghost when he was just talking to Raven Simone.
That was a thing.
Oh.
All right,
Game.
All
I
right.
guess we should go.
Next, gaming.
Oh, edit any misadventures. That's a good one.
All right, yeah, I guess that counts. All right. So next question, Wolf Gaming Wolf. That's a great name. Favorite movie.
Birdman.
I don't really have
I don't
a
really have a
favorite.
favorite
I think
film.
my favorite films
Yeah.
are like it's a tie between Pulp Fiction, A Clockwork Orange, and probably Birdman.
I say my favorite films are just movies
Favorite
that
movie?
yeah.
End of Evangelion, because that's when I first saw semen. That's actually true.
What?
My favorite movie is End of Evangelion because I saw semen for the first time on Shinji's hand. I'm not lying. I didn't know what semen was, and I saw Evangelion. I was like, oh.
After that, you've just been so fucked up.
All right, I guess my number one favorite movie is Rushmore, the Wes Anderson movie. So
Ooh, that's a good movie.
that is a great movie.
I don't really have like a favorite film. It's just like movies that I watch
Yeah.
a lot.
What's
I mean,
wrong
like
with that
I've seen
one?
Forrest Gump a
maybe-
lot. I've seen it like 15 times, so it's like that's probably like one of the up there.
Maybe like
haven't seen it
Back to
once.
the
I gotta
Future
watch Forrest
1.
Gump.
Forrest
I
Gump's a
see
great
that
movie.
a
Mars.
lot.
It has Negroes in it.
I watch like
Yeah.
a lot of movies. It's hard for me to pick a good one, but I want to talk about one that I really like. Not a lot of people have seen. It's called Brick.
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh yeah, that's a great movie. Finally.
Wait, there's another movie I like that people say is like a Brick ripoff, but I think it's slightly better than Brick. It's called the Assassination of a High School President. If you ever heard about that, it's really also.
That actually sounds interesting.
That's
Yeah,
a good one. Brick is a great movie.
Is it about a brick? Is it like rubber? Where
No,
it's
it's like
iron?
it's like a crime. It's really good. Yeah. Like that and like Lucky Number 11, stuff like that. I love movies like that.
It's like has Joseph Gordon-Levitt right as he was like trying to make it big. He's like playing this guy, and he's a teenager, so he's trying to discover like. He's trying to solve the murder of his ex-girlfriend and stuff. That's all I really want to say, but it's really good.
Oh, there's another good Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie called The Lookout. That's also really good if you haven't seen that. That guy's a good actor.
Yeah, his best
no.
performances, in my opinion, are Mysterious Skin and...
Oh, I love Mysterious Skin. That's like such a depressing movie, though.
Yeah.
Alright, so the next question...
Let's do one more
Anyway,
question.
Someone asked us about Humans. I want a favorite Gorillaz song from Humans.
from Jared the Undead Speaker, our good friend.
Busted in Blue. That's
That's
like
not
a really
true,
good
but-
one.
Cyber, I like that one, but that's not my favorite.
How about we change this question? What is your overall opinion on Gorillaz Humans?
A solid 3 out of 5.
I think
It
it's
sucks.
I think it's a pretty solid album. I'd give it a strong 6 to a light 7.
I wasn't the biggest fan of all the
I-
Negro songs, all the raps, but you know,
Dude,
Fuck
the
you.
raps
you're,
are good.
You're an idiot. You're
I didn't like most of them. I didn't like Ascension at all, but there were like songs like I didn't care for Ascension.
Ascension's great.
I hated this
I
album. I thought it was
I loved
awful.
Moments. That's probably one of my favorites, and Strobe Light.
What did you think you were getting out of this
Really?
album? You thought there
Oh
wasn't
my
going to be
God.
rapping on it?
I never said there wasn't going to be rapping on it. I just didn't care
It's a
for most of the raps.
Gorillaz album. Of course, there's gonna be
You
rap.
didn't like any of the... What raps
My-
did you like on past Gorillaz albums?
It's a good question, actually.
It's a good... Wait, so you never
I have
liked
a
the
huge
raps
rant
on
on
other
this album?
Gorillaz
'Cause I
albums and you
hate
hate
it.
this one?
I don't like Dirty Harry's rap.
Alright, that one's okay. It's fine.
Really? I like that one.
one's
I
not
like
that
that
bad,
one.
though.
But all right.
But
Can
Alright,
can I
like
get
Moments,
into like
that's
why
good.
I don't like this
I like
album?
Humans. I like Humans as a good album.
I
don't know where I would.
too.
I don't know where I would put it because I like all of them. Like, except for like those bullshit
I like it
ones.
less than The Fall.
The Fall doesn't count. That's not a real one.
Yeah, like I have the same
The Fall
problem too.
totally
Like I
counts.
like each of the Gorillaz albums around the same. It just depends on like which one I like more. It depends on how I'm feeling. Like some days, like if I'm feeling pretty good about the world, I'll probably like the first Gorillaz album.
I feel
alternative rock things, I'll probably like Demon Days more. Or if I'm just in the mood for like relaxing electronica music, I'd probably like Plastic Beach the most.
Yeah, it's just the moments that we live in. It sounds like this.
Apparently, a lot of people hate Plastic Beach.
No,
like,
Glem, stop.
Like fucking Dots hates Plastic Beach for some reason, and like Zeep hates it.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I love that album. That album's amazing.
Okay.
Fuck you, Dots. You're a piece of shit.
Go subscribe to Depping
wait,
Dots
wait, wait,
Gaming
wait,
and then
wait.
unsubscribe.
Go subscribe to Depping
Go
Dots
subscribe
Gaming.
and then unsubscribe.
Alright, but like, what I was gonna say is that like, this album I didn't like because I felt it was too
long.
It didn't focus on Damon Albarn that much, and also I felt like the vibe of it was just like generic modern pop, and I wasn't a big fan of
Trust
that.
me, you have not heard enough generic modern pop to know what generic modern pop.
No, you Cyber, Cyber, you're not in the United States anymore, and I had to listen to like all like the shit on the radio. Like, no, this song was like a really like a breath of fresh air.
No, I mean
actually.
the same stuff plays over here. You have to keep in mind the same stuff plays over here as well. I just don't listen to the radio because I don't care enough.
I don't know who those are.
I think even moments I thought
I love
really
it.
disappointing. I enjoyed Super Smash Jellyfish, and I enjoyed
because I felt like Damon Albarn's vocals really complements well with
De La
and it's
Soul's
like,
rapping.
oh, this is just De La
And it's
Soul,
like, oh,
and
this is just De La Soul, and they're
just
auto-tuned, and this is just
awful.
Cyber, this girl's squirt game like Tupac.
Look, it's gonna grow. Look, I'll be honest.
Is that a lyric?
Yeah.
It's gonna grow on people because like not a lot of people really cared for Plastic Beach that much when it first came out.
I like Plastic Beach.
I guess I can
Plastic Beach is
understand
great.
that from Plastic Beach because like when you go from like Gorillaz, what was the first one? 2000. What is this called? Gorillaz? Is it their first album?
their first
It was
album's just
2005.
Okay.
Yeah, the first
you go
one was
Gorillaz,
it was
and then you go
Gorillaz.
to Demon Days, then you go to Plastic Beach. Demon Days and Plastic Beach. Plastic Beach is like the most drastic fucking change they probably did. Like,
Yeah.
There's like not really any rapping. It's not like things you would
But
play on the radio. So I guess that's why.
I
people
feel
were,
like that album though, it
off.
kind of has that techno vibe that like a more chilled out type, sort of techno vibe that some of the songs on Demon Days had.
I feel like in this new one they tried to
And
like
it
mix
sort of-
a little bit of both, but sometimes it works. Sometimes it's just kind of like. Nah.
My 3 favorite songs from
I feel
Humans
like it
are
tried to
probably
be like Demon
Submission, Strobe Light, and Moments. I love Submission.
Strobe Light is my favorite.
Strobe
one.
Light's good. I love Strobe Light.
Favorite songs probably Saturn's Bars, Andromeda,
still
and
don't
Busted
like
and
Saturn's
Blue. They're like my
Bars.
3
Oh,
favorites.
I love
Like
Saturn's
Saturn
Bars.
Saturn Bars is so fun.
Saturn's
It's like,
Bars is
all
great.
my life.
All my
I'm a mistaken but regretted. Silence the bases.
I would say I like Let Me Out more than Saturn's Bars, but Saturn's Bars is still good.
I didn't care for Let Me Out.
I like Let Me Out.
Let Me Out.
Humans is a bad album. Do not
I feel like
buy
I
it.
liked.
Oh, I didn't
Apprentice is
care
also
for
really good.
I didn't care for any of the interludes.
No,
That's like the one thing I didn't like.
Dude, I don't mind
Yeah,
the
also
like,
same.
I don't mind
It was
those at all.
I don't know. Like I feel like I had the same problem with The Fall, where like I felt like Humans had a couple really strong songs, but I just did not care
Yeah,
for the
that's
rest.
the problem. It's like,
I had the same
this
problem.
album is really big, but not all the songs are gonna hit.
Yeah.
When it has like that many songs, like it's a problem.
I think it's probably gonna
Definitely.
grow on people.
Oh yeah, Bruce. And a question from Bruce Snoop. What is your guys' opinion on the new Bill Nye show?
Haven't watched it.
I haven't seen it. No.
I've seen a little bit of it, and it's like some episodes of it is like, okay, this is fine, but whenever they get into like their like little political SJW shit, it is the worst. It is the worst thing.
Bill Nye versus
Awful,
the world.
but like
No.
it's not really that worth getting that pissed
It's
about
bad.
it.
It's
The rest
bad.
of the
It's just bad in
episodes,
general. It's just bad. Like it's the Bill Maher of science, and he shouldn't have been doing that to begin with. It's just like
Why-
in every episode, there's just a scene
Why-
where he's just yelling
why
at
is he
people,
trying to
like,
be like
yelling,
Scott Pilgrim?
and like he's not really explaining himself. Like I hate like any time he brings on like he has like a round table thing where he has like here's like a guy with the opposite opinion, and then here's a guy with the other opinion that I agree with, and then it just usually ends up like him teaming up with the person he agrees with on the other guy's like you're stupid, you're retarded, it's not true.
Why did Bill Nye want to become Scott Pilgrim though? Why did he want to go versus the world? I don't understand that.
But anyway, it's a very bad fucking show. Very bad.
Alright.
Bill Nye, but I still like Bill Nye, but I just kind of wish he never.
A question from our good friend Cartridge Catastrophe. Favorite mobile system? I'm assuming you
My
mean like
gaming
portable device.
laptop.
Oh, portable.
I kind of am forced to use Apple products because like When I first got a phone, like there
doesn't
weren't very...
count.
No,
That doesn't
he's talking about
count.
like
I think he means like portable devices.
Yeah, he means like
Like-
portable games like PSPs,
I mean, you can
DSs,
say
Game
Apple
Boys.
if you want to, but
Yeah.
I love playing Grand
I
Theft
don't
Auto
think
Vice City on my phone.
Okay,
Alright.
okay.
Alright.
I really like in portable systems. I just like a portable gaming thing that much. Like have a DS. That's about it. I've never used it.
I'd say either the 2DS or the DS Lite, mainly because of the backwards compatibility. Because the DS Lite lets me play like GBA games, and I love playing like Klonoa 2 or like Pokemon or whatever. And then also, the 2DS has a lot of really cool like eShop games. Like recently, I've been playing the new free Kirby game. It's called Team Kirby Clash or whatever. That one's like a pretty okay free to play game. And also, it has like some like cool backwards compatibility with like of course the DS games. So like I've been using my 2DS mainly to play Kirby Superstar Ultra because I've been trying to like 100% that game recently.
I'm just gonna say that.
So yeah, one of those two.
all right, guys. Fuck
I forgot that that's
everyone.
a mobile thing.
It's
Whatever.
a good one. I could play like Mario Kart. My first
I've never played it.
Friends, that's
It
nice.
sounds-
I've never played it.
Yeah, I tried
but
the
it
Switch.
sounds cool.
It's alright. I like the Switch.
That's cheating.
The Switch is the best fucking portable system I've ever played.
No, fuck you. The Vita is the greatest
really wanna buy
thing to ever bless the world.
Mars, you're kicked
I
off
like
of the
the Game Boy
podcast.
Advance
You just said that
SP.
you like the Vita.
The PS Vita is literally like if the Switch never came out, which the
Ooh.
Switch doesn't have any games, which Vita has in common. Vita does have games, but like at this moment, the Vita is the best one.
Vita was
is cool because like you can play
I've-
Persona 4 and play Snake Eater on the shitter. It's the greatest thing ever.
What?
You can play PS1 games.
I played a little bit of the Vita because my friend Modern Luker has one, and I played a little bit of his. And he had, I think he bought like Tearaway or something, which is this cool like
that game's great. I like
game.
that.
I think it was made by the people who made. Yeah, it's really cool because like you have to like interact with like all the different like cool mechanics of the Vita and stuff, like the camera and the touch controls and stuff. It's really cool.
They made like a re-release on like PS4, and it loses some of that functionality that made it really cool. But
I feel like the Vita was just an interesting piece of technology.
Alright, now personally,
it's great. The other, oh wait, I have one more.
Alright.
Another game that you should get on that system is Gravity Rush. You can get it on the PS4, but I really like the one on Vita because it's really because you can play with like I think it has like a gyroscope, and you can play it like that, or you can just use like the analog sticks. But it's just a really fun game to have on the go. Like it's just like fun to maneuver around the city with like gravity, just pick up people and just throw them off cliffs. It's really cool.
personally, my favorite portable system just has to be the Virtual Boy because I think VR is just an awesome concept in general. So it's just I just think it's amazing.
I love it when my games have
Well,
two
Game Boy had
colors.
two colors, but it's just like I mean, I think the red really complements the games. And it's just nice to have like a portable VR system.
It's just great to like.
I love how it doesn't give me headaches.
Well, how it
at
doesn't
all.
have a strap.
I love how I look
Alright,
like a
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Melvin when I use it.
I wanna like carve. I wanna get like a Virtual Boy, then like carve it out and like put an Oculus Rift inside of it, so that way it looks like I'm like using a Virtual Boy when in reality it's an Oculus
I wanted
Rift.
to like
That'd be
carve
really
one
cool.
out, is like put some straps in the back. You know, like the guy from like Ghost in the Shell that's wearing that fucking headset. You can be like that guy.
Alright, final
Yeah.
question. Rank the Cartoon Planet members.
No, that's not the final question. There's one more question.
The last that I have to say is, oh god, I hate Mars. I'll put
The
it
reason
like
people watch this
Mars
show,
is
to
the
be
only
honest.
reason
I
people
don't
watch
think,
this
like-
show. To be
like,
honest,
if it was just me,
Glem,
Glem,
and
and
Tim,
Tim,
no
like,
one would
really
like
care.
really care.
that's just because Tim sucks. He brings down the show, dude. Keep that in. Keep that in. I swear to God, do not cut that out. Keep that in.
What happened? Well, he's not. Well, we can shit on him now because he's not even right now.
Yeah, where'd he go? He just left.
Fuck that.
He just kind of like left.
He took an
Just like,
hour to
where'd he
get
go?
here
Did
and then he
send me a
leaves.
message? He didn't send a message or anything. He just fucking left. Maybe his power went out.
Alright, well,
no.
basically, fuck Tim, and move on to the next question.
All right, so last question of the podcast.
Next question. Where did Tim go?
All right, last question. Wolf Gaming Wolf and our good friend Trickster Waffles asked the same question. Favorite video game character?
Ooh, favorite video game character.
I love Metroid Man. He's my favorite.
Metroid Man, he's my favorite.
But why Metroid no crawl?
Waluigi?
Um,
Donkey Kong?
I'm trying to think of a legitimate
Dude, Donkey
answer.
Kong is a great man. When
I love
see that
Ripperoo.
smile, I just feel warm and fuzzy inside.
I thought it's Slayer. Wild Woody. Wait, Glem, can you just edit in some audio of Wild Woody screaming?
I don't really know, because I always hate, because video game characters are usually like, I don't like them that much, because they're just like, oh, you're just some like asshole that I just control, fuck you.
Like for me, like I'd probably say like Link or Mario, but that also comes down to like how they're designed and like what they represent, like for the industry.
I'm trying to
Nathan
think.
Drake.
Maybe...
I never hated him.
I like Nathan Drake.
I always
I like Max Payne.
design a lot. He looks cool.
Max Payne's pretty fun.
I like Max Payne.
I was always a big fan of the Kirby games, so maybe like Waddle Dee or
Kirby. I
whatever.
love Kirby.
Kirby's
Kirby's such like an iconic design. It's just like so simple. I mean, he's good at sucking.
With Kirby is like Kirby's like his stomach is like the end, like the fucking galaxy or something.
It's like a completely different dimension.
Like, if he sucked you off, dude, like he would just fucking like be in space and shit.
That's true, actually.
He's like your semen's just in space somewhere. just.
Oh, I mean we're honest. Oh, what's that white stream out the window right now?
Mars, can you actually edit that out, like into like the YouTube version? Just like have semen on the outside of the window.
All right.
Oh god.
It's like some like.
I mean,
It's like some aliens. Like, is this bird shit?
No, it's like Dot's lost NoFap, and he just got.
Oh my god.
That's just lost no fab. Wait, do we want to redo the Anto thing? Or
Yeah, well, we'll do the Anto thing, and then we'll end it.
Yeah.
I have a whole guideline now of what I can say now.
All right, so Sun, talk about your game you were talking about recently.
Yeah, your hit new game. It's like the Dark Souls of RPGs.
No, I gotta agree. I'm the lead well, first off, I should clarify what I do. I'm the lead and only programmer currently on the game. And I work on the game with such amazing names as Garbage Dweller, Acapella Man, and so much more. Basically, the game's about a girl who's been like captive in like a fucking house for her whole life, and she's just like stuck there because of this imp girl named Ella. And while she's been stuck there, she's never really seen the outside world. But finally, she goes out in the outside world, and it's a huge, big old world. And like the whole adventure is her trying to find herself and realize what type of person she is, and like find the difference between right and wrong. And we want to try and tackle it in the best way we can, where it's not preachy, but it's also like tackles what it needs to tackle, such as stuff like depression or just basic concept as characters, as human beings and shit like that. It's not going to be super deep, but it is going to be something
What's it play like?
It will be. So far it plays like derivative of something like Earthbound and I would say Undertale.
Would you say it's
Undertale?
More...
You're ripping off Undertale! Fuck
Mars,
your game!
shut up.
I can't believe you're ripping off.
Wait, Sunny, I have a question. Is it more like the first Earthbound, or would you say it's more like Mother 2, where like you can sort of interact like during the battles?
I would say Mother 2.
All right.
Okay.
But
all right.
The two main characters are Anto, which the game is titled after, who is 19, sort of a lanky girl.
Lanky.
She's lanky, yeah.
Lanky Con.
Oh!
Favorite Pong.
Man, I love Negroes.
And then there's Ella.
Glem, stop lying to yourself.
Isolated clip, Glem.
And then there's Ella, which is like she's basically the girl, like the person that has been keeping Anto captive in their house. And there's many other characters. I'm not going to get into them now because I don't think I'm allowed to. But just basically expect a demo later in the summer, hopefully, and then expect a full release. ETA, I don't fucking know, but hopefully soon.
Alright, so is this the end of the Cartoon Planet?
All I gotta say is, all games are gay. Go play Knack 2. Fuck you.
Alright, so
Knack 2, baby!
Alright, so I've been Glem Walker. With me is Cyber-Soulgem.
Yo, see ya.
Mars Reviews.
Hello, I'm Mars. Bye.
Tim decided to go to sleep. He's probably gonna try and bang her.
Hi, I'm Tim. I like the color blue.
What happened to him?
Bye bye.
He's probably gonna try and bang
right
a robot
here.
that we have on here.
I'm Gleb. I'm Glem.
You just went to go
Girl, that's pretty hot.
Robot, it's raping me. It's raping me.
Alright,
This is pretty hot.
and our two guests, Slayerrunes.
That's me.
And
Wait, Glem, can you edit in like the little Caillou song, like do 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 do? That's me, like right before like Slayer says that.
and some DJ Boy.
I do not want to be associated with this podcast at all. Cut off everything I said out.
Alright, and we'll see.
Cut your audio.
Alright, and we'll see you next time on the Cartoon Planet. Maybe Tim will come back and have headphones.
Did he have headphones this time? If he did, I'm very proud.
I think he did actually.
I didn't hear any echo.
Everyone, just group clap for Tim.
Good job,
Alright,
Tim.
so
I'm proud of you.
He got his headphones! Yes!
Congratulations.